guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video we'll be making these little bows, and this tutorial is for absolute beginners, so the people who've never tried crocheting or just started, they can really make it by following me on my videos. The materials I'm using is a 3mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, darning needle, and 2 stitch markers. So first we're gonna grab onto the yarn color, which is the body of the bow, not this one. This is the ribbon part. We're gonna start by making the body. So you're gonna grab onto the curl which will suit to the body of your bow. So yeah, I'm working with the color pink and dark pink. So first we're gonna start by making a slip knot. So to make a slip knot, I'm gonna point up my left hand and grab onto this yarn end while using my 2 fingers, ring finger and pinky. Then I'm going to twist these 2 fingers, middle finger and index finger, and I'm going to hold on to this yarn end over here, and drop off the loop which was on these 2 fingers before, and you're gonna pull everything. So this is the normal way how I make this slip knot. And now you're going to slide your hook through this loop. So this loop is very big for your hook. You're gonna pull this yarn end to make it a little bit smaller, but not too tight. Just leave it as it freely moves onto your hook. And for the yarn, the working yarn, the yarn which is attached to your yarn ball, we're gonna hold on to this while using our left hand. So point it on top of these 2 fingers and go behind your index finger and hold on to your piece while using your thumb and middle finger like this. And now you're gonna chain the current chain that you want your bow to be. So the chain, you're gonna pull your chain in half and check that this is your desired length for the bow piece. For this piece, you're gonna chain and fold it in half, so you have your desired length for your bow piece. So I'm gonna chain total of 30 chains. So for the chain, I yarn over in the working yarn and pull through the loop on our hook. So since this is our first V and this is also our first chain, so 1 V represents 1 chain. We're gonna move on to make this for 29 more times. Yarn over the working yarn, pull through the loop on our hook. And this is our second V, means this is our second chain as well. So do it again. Yarn over the working yarn, pull through the loop on our hook. And continue doing this. So yarn over the working yarn, pull through the loop on your hook. So make sure that your chains are not too tight and as well not too loose. Just keep it normal, just keep it in perfect tension, and make sure that your index finger is always pointed up so your stitches might be more clear. So make it again until you have your desired length for your chain. So you're gonna chain until your desired length. So now I'm done making my 30 chains, and I'm gonna fold it in half, so like this, and you're gonna check that this is the size of your bow to be. If you want a bow to be a little bit wider, so you're gonna chain more, it will make your piece wider this way, like this. Or if you want to make your piece, the bow piece, longer, you're gonna make more rows. So I'm gonna show you how to make rows later, but first you need to check the widthness of your bow. So mine is perfect. And now I'm gonna chain 1 more extra. So let's just say that we have a total of 31 chains. Like we chained 1 more extra, but this chain is not count as a chain. This is only give for giving the height to the current stitch, and our current stitch is half double crochet. So to make a half double crochet, since we made the first chain and this chain is just for giving height to the half double crochet, this is not any chain. We're gonna start by yarning over the working yarn. So insert our hook into the second V from your hook. So this is the V below the loop on your hook, and when one below is the second, you're gonna insert your hook into the second stitch after yarning over, and after inserting you're gonna yarn over again and pull through the stitch. a chain. Now you got 3 loops left on your hook. You're gonna yarn over, pull through all of the 3 loops that are left on your hook. So since this is your first stitch, you're gonna mark the first stitch of your rounds. So look at your piece from above. You can see there's a V below your loop. You're gonna slide your stitch marker through this loop and mark it so to keep ourselves on track. And now you're gonna continue placing just 1/2 double crochets until the end. So this was the first chain and this is shrunk up. It means that we've worked on it. So we're gonna move on to the second one. Yarn over, insert your hook into the second chain, yarn over, pull through the stitch. Now I got 3 loops left on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through all of the 3 loops that are left on our hook. So again, yarn over, insert my hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. Now I got 3 loops left on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through all of the 3 loops that are left on my hook. So you might have a total of 30 stitches, or what is your number of to be or bow to be. So you're gonna count from the stitch marker that how many V's you have. Like these are the V's. Look at your piece from above. You have V's all around, and if you have the V's that you chained, the number you chained, that like I chained 30, so I may have a total of 30 V's on top. It means that I did the right stitch count of my first row. Or if you have missed any stitch, so you might have 29 or 28, or if you made an increase stitch like placing 1 stitch and 2, so you might have a total of more of them, like 32, 33. So you need to count your stitches after every round finish. So move on, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through the stitch. Now I've got 3 loops left on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over the working yarn, pull through all of the 3 loops on my hook. So I'm gonna do it again, yarn over, insert my hook into the next stitch. So you're gonna place your thumb after the next stitch. So this is our working stitch. I'm gonna go into it, yarn over, pull through, and then the one stitch that is after this, I'm gonna place my thumb onto it. So I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through all of the 3 loops that are left on my hook. So pull through them like this, and I've placed my thumb onto it. I'm gonna move it towards the left, and I can see a view over here, so it's easier to see my stitch. I'm gonna insert my hook into it and place a half double crochet as normal, so like this. And again, yarn over the working yarn, insert my hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. Now I've got 3 loops left on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through all of the loops, and now I'm gonna continue making these half double crochets all across until I reach the end of my row, like the slip knot. So this takes 1 double crochet into each stitch, so I'm gonna do it a little quicker, and I'm sure that everybody has got a hang of it. And if you forgot how to make these stitches, you can always rewatch the first parts where I demonstrated really slowly. So I'm gonna continue doing this until I reach the end. So now I'm done with my row, and now I'm gonna Move on to the second row. We have a total of 4 rows in this, but you can make the rows as your own number of it, like how longer you want your bow to be. I did 4 rows over here so that I have this longer bow. Or if you want more bows, you can add more rows. Or if you want a shorter length bow, so you can make it like 3 or 2 more. But I want it to be 4, so it's a medium length for it. And as I've told you in the beginning that we skip the first chain, it means that this is the height of our stitch, and we're gonna chain 1 into every beginning of the round. So chain 1 after making the last stitch, you're gonna chain 1. So to chain yarn over the working yarn, hook through the loop on your hook. This is the first chain, and now you're gonna flip your work facing the back side, and usually we go through the whole stitch like this. I go to the whole stitch, but for this time we are just going through the back loop. Does it make sense? So since like this, you have a V like this. This is our front loop, this is our back loop. We are just going through the first loop and work on it like this. So you can see you face your above part of your piece. So this is the chain that we make when below the stitch. This is the last stitch. You're gonna go through the back stitch only, the back loop only. So these are the back loops. You're gonna go through the back loop. So yarn over, insert your hook into the last stitch, not the full stitch, just the back loop. Yarn over the working yarn, pull through. And now I got 3 loops left on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through both loops. The reason that we are just working onto the back loop is that it can give a ribbon texture to our bow. So this is our first chain. We're gonna mark every first chain. So look at your piece from above. You can see a V. You're gonna mark this to keep in track, and like this. So you're gonna continue making these. So yarn over. So the point is that you're going through the loop which is further away from you. So yarn over, insert your hook into the loop which is further away from you. Yarn over, pull through the loop, the back loop. Now I got 3 loops left on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through all the loops, and I'm gonna continue doing this. Just place 1/2 double crochets all across until I reach the stitch marker. Just go into the loop which is further away from you. This loop which is further away from you, this one, not this one. This is the loop which is front to you. This loop is closer to you. This loop is further away from you. You're gonna go through the loop which is further away from you, not the one that's closer. So just place 1/2 double crochets into the back loops until you reach the stitch marker. Now I'm on my second last stitch, so place 1/2 double crochets onto the back loop of your blue stitch, and now you've reached your stitch marker. You're gonna remove it. So you can see a hole over here. This is the loop which was marked, and you're gonna also go through the back loop of it. So move through the back loop and place 1/2 double crochets. This is your last half double crochets of the row 2, and you're done making the second row. Congrats. Now you're gonna chain 1 to get the height and turn your work, and you're gonna continue doing the same steps as before. Just place 1/2 double crochets onto the back loop. So yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, just the back loop, yarn over, pull through the stitch. Now you got 3 loops left on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through all of the loops on my hook, and I'm gonna mark this stitch. So look at your piece from above. You can see a V over here. You're gonna slide the stitch marker through this V and mark it, so like this, and slide your hook through this loop again, and you're gonna continue doing this until you reach the end. So just 1/2 double crochets all across your piece. This is your row 3 as well. Just place 1/2 double crochets onto the back loop. So yarn over, insert your hook into the back loop, yarn over again, pull through. Now I got 3 loops left on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, I'm gonna pull through all of the 3 loops that are left on my hook. So now I'm gonna continue doing this until I reach the orange stitch marker. Now I've reached my stitch marker. I'm gonna remove this, and so you can see a hole over here. This was the stitch which was marked with the stitch marker. You're gonna yarn over and go through the back loop of it and place your last half double crochets into this like this. And so you're done with the third round, and you're gonna just repeat the same steps. So chain 1 and flip your work and just place 1 half double crochets onto the back loops of your stitches. So just do it this like this, and you are gonna repeat the same steps for your desired length. So it doesn't matter that how wider or longer you want your bow to be. You're just gonna repeat the same steps. If you want your bow to be a little bit longer, you're gonna repeat the same step. Chain 1, flip your work and make half double crochets onto the back loops of it. I'm gonna remove it and place my last half double crochets into it. So like this, and now this is my last row, and I want my piece to be this longer, so it will be this, the same thing like this. And now I'm gonna fasten off. So to do a fasten off, I chain 1 and pull up a really big loop like along this bit, and now I can cut this from the top and just pull out this working yarn and pull this yarn end to make it a bit tighter. And now you can remove all of your stitch markers. So the work is done, stitch markers, and now you're gonna sew it in half. So fold it in half and you're gonna sew it like this over here. So I'm gonna show you how to sew it. Thread 1 of your tail through the darning needle, and you're gonna spy that what would be the front piece of your bow. So you're gonna sew the back way, like the back way, facing the back side of your piece. You're gonna sew it. So I want my piece to be, this is the front side, this is the back side, and I'm gonna face my back side and I'm gonna sew it. After sewing, I'm just gonna flip my work so that I have my front piece, and the stitches that I sew it would be at the back side, that is not visible. So thread 1 of your tail through the darning needle and face back side of your piece, and now you're gonna sew it. So there's nothing like specific words to sew it. You're just gonna go through the first end and to the second end like this. Align your piece together, make sure that your piece is aligned, and just do it the same steps. Go through the whole piece, the first end and the second end, and you're gonna just repeat these steps. Just sew it as normal way as it is. So like this, make sure that your piece is aligned together, and you're gonna sew it until the end. And like this, I've sewed it, and now for this yarn end over here, I'm gonna do the same steps for it as well. So thread the second yarn end to the darning needle and sew it this way to keep it more secure. Like, you're gonna sew it and repeat all of the steps all across. Just place and sew it together. So like this, I'm done sewing, and now I'm gonna hide these yarn ends. So look at your piece, you can see there are loops over here, there are stitches, and you're gonna go through the back loops only. So just pick up any loop, any of the random loop, but make sure that your piece is, the darning needle is not visible from the front piece. Just pick up the back loops so that your yarn end can hide inside your stitches like this. And for this excess yarn, after you can just cut it from here, and yeah, you're done. And now you're gonna repeat the same steps for the other yarn end. So thread it through the darning needle, and are visible from the front piece, just pick up the back loops so that your yarn end can hide inside your stitches like this. And for this excess yarn, after you can just cut it from here, and yeah, you're done. And now you're gonna repeat the same steps for the other yarn end. So thread it through the darning needle, and pick up any of the back loop, just the back loop of your piece. So any of the back loop you can easily pick, just 2 or 3 loops and thread it through, keep it secured, and then after pull through, and you have an excess yarn end over here. You're just gonna cut it from here and cut all of the excess yarn that are coming out from your piece, like these ones. So just finish off your work like this, and we are done with the ribbon part. And I'm gonna cut all of the excess yarn that are coming out. And now you're done with your bow part. So now you're gonna work onto the ribbon part, so this part, and these are the same steps, just the same steps. First start by making a slip knot, and then chain as the number of your chain, that how much longer you want your piece to be. I chain 25, and I make a total of 3 rows of the same thing. Just place 1 half double crochet into every stitch, and when you reach the end, just chain 1, turn your work, and just place 1 half double crochet onto the back loops, only the loop which is further away from you, not the front one. So I'm gonna continue making this. I'm gonna make 2 straps of it with repeating the same steps. And if you forgot the steps, you can always rewatch the first part where I demonstrate really slowly. So I'm gonna continue making these 2 straps for my bow, and I'm gonna meet you when I'm done. And now I'm done making my these 2 pieces, but I didn't fasten off. After fastening off, I didn't weave in the ends because we need to use them after assembling. So this is the assembling part. We're gonna do the assembling part. So grab onto the other yarn which you're gonna use to tie it in between. So I'm using it, the pink one, the darker pink. Open a longer enough tail, and now you're gonna wrap this around your bow piece. So twist it like this, and in front twist it. But before twisting, just face your front side. So flip your work, and this is my front side. Twist it, and now you're gonna wrap these around your piece. So first you're gonna hold on to your yarn end with your middle finger, and then you're gonna twist your piece. So adjust it, and now you're just gonna wrap this yarn around your piece for about 10 times or more like this. So you can make it as much as you want it to be secure. So I guess this is the good thing. And now I can just cut it from here. So I'm gonna cut it, and now I'm gonna thread one of the tail through the darning needle, and now I'm gonna hide this. So where I'm hiding, I'm just placing the back side of my piece, and I'm going through all of the loops that are over here. So go through all of them like this, and you can go through them for about 2 times or something. Just your purpose is to hide your tail, so go through them. and do the same thing for the other end as well. So just go through all of the loops that you made over here. And now like this, pull through, and you can just cut these excess garments from here. Just cut them. So you have a bow over here, and you're gonna assemble these. So first you're gonna sew them together in this way. You're gonna sew them. So thread one of the tails with a darning needle of any piece. So like this, place it in this direction, cross in the crossway, and just go through both pieces and sew it normally. This, you need to sew it normally like this, and yeah, like this. So after sewing roughly, you have a piece look like this, but don't worry about them, we're gonna hide them later. You're gonna place it at your back piece of your bow over here, and now you're gonna sew it over there, or you can just paste it, but I like to sew it to make it more secure. So thread any of the tails with the darning needle. You have 4 tails over here, you're just gonna thread one of them, and now you're gonna sew this. So you're gonna go through both of your straps that you made and the bow piece, but only the back piece, back side of your bow piece, and come up like this and go into this space again and come up from the other side just like this. It might be a bit harder because we tied it over here, so you're just gonna go over here and here, and now you're gonna come out and sew it from here. So like this, you're just gonna sew it in any way. You can just sew it in any way you know how to, or you can just stick it, paste it from any glue. So like this. And now for these ends over here, I'm just gonna weave them in. So thread one of your tails with a darning needle and thread them and weave them all across your piece, just picking up the back loops, and I'm gonna thread and weave all of the yarn ends into my back piece. So just go through any of the back loop and just thread it through. And pull through, so like this, and just cut the excess yarn. So I'm gonna do the same thing for the other ones. So now I'm done with my bows, and you can attach a claw clip on the back side, or you can attach a keychain. So this is the end of our video, and if you like my video, great thumbs up for that, and if you wanna watch more of our videos, go to my channel and subscribe it. So I hope you learned much more, and bye. Wait till tomorrow for the next tutorial.